Tell me who you are a little bit. Like what gets you going? What gets you jazzed in the morning, and how do you do stuff?
Well, when I get jazzed in the morning, it's early in the morning. That's a tip. Ben Franklin said, early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. So I've really taken that to heart. But what I really enjoy about what I do and why it's different than what so many mortgage people do is I approach my day with a spirit of helpfulness. Because at the end of the day, if I can bless those people that I have the honor to come in contact with, and they can leave that interaction a little bit better, a little more charged, then all of a sudden, their impact, you talk about the butterfly effect, their impact on those they become in contact with, turn around, Orlando is a better place to live.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Well, so tell me how long have you been in the mortgage business?
Been in the mortgage business about 8 years.
8 years?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And what did that, give me a little bit of process of, what did that look like? What was year one like? And how did you get from there? How did you get from A to B?
What I'll share is I was a first-year mortgage originator for about 6 years. Mm-hmm. And really thought I was an A player, but just being a bit transparent between you and 200 closest friends.
Absolutely.
I wasn't. I was not an A player. I was a B or C player hiding in an A market, which is very easy to do. And when the market changed, has anybody experienced that? Yeah.
There's been some change in the market.
Yeah, when the market changed, one of my favorite Warren Buffett quotes is, when the tide goes out, you can see who's been skinny dipping. So when the market changed dramatically, I said, look, Chris, you either got to change your game or you got to get out. So I had to skill up. And what I uncovered is that agents really, in most cases, and speak up if you disagree, could really care less about rate sheets and donuts. And
you thinking they want to close a deal?
Yeah, so what we uncovered is, okay, in order to create a unique value proposition, what is it that we can do to help the agents that choose to work with us and that we choose to work with to help them grow their business? And in essence, we kind of have become a coaching company in the skin of a mortgage lender. So rather than paying $8,000 to $12,000 a year, which is what checks are written for coaching, we do it. And oh, by the way, when you've got a family that needs help with financing, consider us.
Yeah, so that's one of the things that really caught my attention about you is that your approach. So I was an agent and a broker and all of that, and you get 100 mortgage people come, I want a loan, I want a loan, I want a loan, and that's not your deal at all. You're hey, let me help you, let me work on, figuring out how to make you more successful, and oh, by the way, maybe we can do a loan.
Well, it's a law of reciprocity, and when you can lead with a giving hand, and you can really impact someone's life in a positive way, there's this urge, and most people, not everybody, and I realize that there's some takers, not in this group, because these are folks that want to impact their lives and their business so they can be better performers for the families they serve. But, you've got the people that just want to, yes, they have gone above and beyond. I want to reward that. And when we can help the agents we work with stay in their highest and best use, which is, shaking hands and kissing babies. I mean, that's where you guys shine in selling homes, is being in front of those families that needs help, whether it's a seller or a buyer, rather than just doing the paperwork. What I love about what Jeff was sharing is technology is great because it can allow you to focus on the relationships. Who would disagree that the relationships are probably the number one thing in real estate?
Absolutely.
Anyone disagree? Okay, because because what happens is technology gives you a bigger top end of the funnel, right? It allows you to be in front of more people and to get more exposure. But that funnel still goes through a relationship. And if you don't go through that relationship and there's not a transfer of trust, Matt, at best, it's transactional.
Well, one of the things that I had shared with you the other day and halfway here is about how it's business system, which broadens the funnel, as you said.
Right.
And then it's your personality and your charisma and who you are. Those two things combined, I think, is the juice that really gets you the highest possible amount of business that you're able to do with who you are currently and your current business system, that kind of thing.
Well, I wanted to share something as we were talking by the pool the other day. I'm a tactile guy, so I was scribbling notes, and what I love about technology conferences is it's all digital. So I drew this, what you see on the screen here, on a little piece of paper. Matt takes a picture of it with his iPhone, sends it up, and said, create a slide. So this absolutely changed my life. And because I'm tactile, I'm going to grab the whiteboard. Can I do that real quick?
Do it. Absolutely.
Because I want to, I think it's important to share this. Okay. You guys see this all right? Okay. Whoa, hello. I'm underqualified to do this part. All right. So if you take your relationship with your Creator and the time with your family, and this is inside that. So this is just your work hours during the day. All right. But if you were to draw those 3 circles, that marker's not going to do real well. I'm glad that slide is there. All right. And you label these 3 circles: things you like to do, things you're good at, and things that make you money. Gang, this is the only place you should be spending your time during those 8 hours. You need to focus on your highest and best use, because that's what makes the difference between people that are reactive in their business and people that are proactive in their business and people that are in survival mode and people that are absolutely killing it in this market. So you're like, that's great, Chris. Well, how do I do that? Well, I had to make a list. I had about 150 things that I do every day, and I encourage each one of you to go through this exercise. Is make a list of everything you do in a day, from making coffee to brushing your teeth to putting out fires to doing listing presentations and all that kind of stuff. And then say, what one thing, if I did not do in 90 days, I'd be out of business. It's going to be different for everybody, but they're probably going to be similar. Then you go through the exercise again. You go through it 3 times. And these aren't 1, 2, 3s. These are all number 1 things that if you did not do in 90 days, you're out of business. That is where you need to be spending your time. And what technology does, and I'm so excited to be between Jeff and Mitch, who's coming up, because Jeff shows you stuff that allows you to automate some of these other things so you can focus on relationships. And what Mitch is going to come up here and talk about, and Mitch is a great guy. I've known Mitch for years. He's going to talk about how to convert them. And that's one of the things that you wanted me to talk a little bit about, the systems and teams, and I want to be careful about that.
Let's talk about your team a little bit,
okay.
Because one of the things that we also really want to get across here is how important it is to build solid business system with technology, yes, but also solid business system just with human resources.
With people.
So just kind of describe how your team fits.
Yeah, we run under the premise of we want everybody operating in their highest and best use. Because we're all wired, we're really good at something. But we also kind of stink at stuff too. Am I right? Can anybody relate? So Dan Sullivan, who's a strategic business coach, Matt, says, if you spend your life developing your weaknesses, what you end up with at the end of your life is very well developed
weaknesses. Nice.
Weaknesses. Mm-hmm. So why not take that same time and energy and focus it on what we were predisposed and pre-wired to do, and you will absolutely kill it and make a difference. So what we've done is we've got players on our team that are operating in their highest and best use. Mm-hmm. Just being transparent, gang, I'm not that great at details. Mm-hmm. I'm proficient at them, but would you guys agree that being able to manage details in the mortgage industry is kind of important? You know? Mm-hmm. Have you guys ever worked with a mortgage person that wasn't?
Yeah.
So what we've done is, rather than me trying to fit into that, we've got players on our team that they love doing that. If you look at it, they like it. They're really good at it. And you know what? When we work together as a team, it makes them money.
Mm-hmm. Great, great. So how many people on the team?
Right now, we've got 4 players on the team.
Okay. Give me, real quick, just describe each person.
Okay. I've got my production partner, who is the one that rolls up the sleeves and does the pricing and placings of loans, connecting with the buyers, giving a raving fan experience for that buyer.
Nice.
So that they go through the process and we're able to generate more referrals, not just for ourselves, but for the partners that have introduced them.
So that raving fan is really their job?
I mean, yes.
Make raving
delight
fans.
The clients.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Cool. Okay, who else?
I've got my assistant, which I'm the idea guy, and I'm like, oh, this would be really cool. Mm-hmm. no idea how to make it happen. So my assistant has got the mentality of, okay, this is the objective. Let's create a connect the dots sequence to implement it and create action. And that's why you go through this list. When you go through the list, there's 3 things that are highest and best use for you to do. For me, it's not necessarily building that flow plan, and it probably isn't for you either. But you can't not have them done. Mm-hmm. So that's why I encourage people to make investments in their business and look at bringing people on.
So we've actually flown through our time. We're in our last minute and a half here.
I'm a high I, that happens.
Yeah, you just go. And I knew that. I knew I could just, we were getting ready for this, and Chris said, well, don't we need to plan everything out? I said, dude, I'm just going to wind you up, and you're going to get it. So some takeaways. Let's talk about, what do you think are 2 or 3 things that you're executing with your technology that you could share quickly that people could make use of in their business?
I love the thing that Jeff shared about Hootsuite, because Hootsuite allows you to reach out and touch many people from a single platform very quickly. And I don't know if Jeff touched on it, but the cool thing is you can schedule stuff. Mm-hmm. So that if you have the idea, I'm the kind of guy, if I have the idea, I got to focus on it because that idea might not come back. So I can schedule things to be done. Mm-hmm. But really, when you look at the technology, and I cover some of this stuff in the book, but when you look at technology, it frees you up to focus on the relationships, because at the end of the day, it's impacting the lives of people, because people are the only things that buy real estate. Mm-hmm. And that's the only way you build referral-based business.
Use the technology to put you in a better position so that you can engage people and use the technology that way. Okay. Yes. We got a wrap, man. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Appreciate it.